My family disfigured my face and spread a disgusting rumor about me. But I turned the tables by marrying the most eligible bachelor.
Where on earth have you been? Your father must have gone mad if he allowed you to leave this house.
Mother...
Your mother left you. Neither you nor your father seem to realize the suffering that has caused me to put up with you.
I'm sorry.
Your presence drains me, and I tire of seeing that revolting mask.
You speak as if you weren't a part of why I wear it.
I had only one option to escape this abuse, and that was to get married. So when I saw the most powerful man at my father's party, I couldn't stop myself from asking him this question.
If I were to ask you to marry me, what would you say?
You'd be setting yourself up for a loveless marriage. I have no interest.
Is it untrue? Do not long for a wife.
The king has played quite the joke.
The king loved to play his little games with Edgar.
Well, I've no need for love. I've hardly ever known it.
All women yearn to be loved. You cannot guarantee me that you will not grow wanting.
A contract, then, legally binding. If I fall in love, we divorce.
Did your father put you up to this?
This offer has nothing to do with helping my father. I leave that up to you to believe me. I'm not interested in marrying anyone for love. I only wish to leave this place and never look back.
Edgar was surprised by her honesty. There was opportunity here.
Oh, would you marry me despite him?
I am dying within these walls, day by day, piece by piece. I am neglected and unloved by my own father. I do not care for your looks, Duke Edgar, nor your money. Frankly, I see you as an escape.
You know, it would be nothing for one to hire an actress or a prostitute to play that role.
If you wanted, you would have done so already. If the king has played this joke to toy with you, then surely marrying the cursed daughter of Baron Desmond Barrett would fill him with remorse.
Cursed!
You're much quicker on your feet than I expected. The rumors about your timidity and reclusive nature are clearly false. Join me in my residence tomorrow on the edge of town. I'd love to discuss this further.
But father would never allow it.
I must be mistaken then. I thought you wanted to leave.
She wanted to, but couldn't think fast enough to stop him.
Duke Collins!
But it would have to wait. Alessandra's sister had arrived.
Father told me to find you. Are you out here all alone?
Kate Barrett, I presume. I was just about to.
Kate's blood boiled at the sight of Alessandra.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry that thing has bothered you. It wasn't meant to be out here.
She is your sister, and I'm sure she doesn't appreciate being referred to as...
The Duke was disappointed at seeing Alessandra was no longer around. Disappointed?
Oh, sweetie, siblings often have little pet names for each other, do they not? You were an only child, so I can forgive you for that.
I'm sure that excuse allows you to sleep quite soundly at night.
Kate would do anything to make the Duke see she'd make a good wife. Her family had a problem, and he was their best solution.
The stories do not do you justice, Duke Collins. I must admit, I was hoping to get you here alone. A man of your position and a woman of my beauty would make a powerful union, don't you agree?
As hard as it may be to believe, not all men are so susceptible to the fluttering of your eyelashes. Besides, I received another, more promising offer. Now, if you'll excuse me.
The Duke didn't give Alessandra away. Maybe it really was the solution to her problems. Kate, on the other hand, was both surprised and embarrassed to hear someone had already caught the Duke's eye.
Alessandra, I'd like a word. Did the Duke say anything about another woman? Don't think you'll get away with disobeying Father's orders.
Alessandra listened to the sounds of the party, and she imagined she was among them, drinking, laughing, gossiping, dancing among the music and the food and the friends. She wanted it. All of it. She had it in her mind. She was there. Then she opened her eyes.
Yoo-hoo, barmaid, I'm in need of some refreshment.
All right, I'll see you back at the kitchen. You should be more careful with vulgarity. Stepmother might see you.
Please, please don't hurt me.
What? Hurt you?
Alessandra knew there were many rumors spread about her. So many, she could hardly keep track of all of them.
If you see under my mask, you die. Is that what they told you? Don't believe everything you hear. Please. May I enter my room? Thank you. Kitty. It's just you and I tonight, I'm afraid.
Her stepmother would be furious if she knew Alessandra kept a pet. But Kitty was the only thing that Alessandra could truly call hers.
Breakfast, my lady. My lady, please. It'll get cold.
Alessandra knew there was only one reason the maids wouldn't just leave food at the door and run.
Kate is here. I will come back for you later.
Alessandra, get out here this instant.
Coming. What is it?
Good morning, sister.
Good morning.
Leave us. Did you enjoy yourself last night, Alessandra?
Very much so. The music reached my room.
Tell me, what was it you were discussing with Duke Collins last night?
He scolded me for being unable to recognize someone of his stature, and then you arrived.
Is that so? Was there anything else?
He spoke briefly of you.
What did he say?
He pondered aloud, weighed his options. He thought you were pretty, like a doll, I swear.
That makes sense. He's playing hard to get. And I suppose there really would be no reason for him to talk to you unless it was about me.
Of course.
Well, anyway, I'm appalled you had the audacity to speak with him. You risked dissuading him from marrying into our houses by showing your hideous face.
Why did you do that? Ah! Stop! Father, it was an accident.
As callous as Baron Barrett could be towards his daughter, he did not abide her direct mistreatment.
I shall see to her discipline then. Run along. What if I'd taken guests out to the garden?
I needed dinner. You want me to starve?
Fine, fine. There's absolutely no point scolding you. Whoever didn't bring your food is to blame. I'm sorry about what Kate did to you, but she's just looking out for the family. You must be bored in your room all alone all the time. Let me prepare for some entertainment for you.
Can I take the stagecoach to look for places of interest to paint today? I promise I will not leave the carriage.
The Baron understood it was better to allow a pet bird some freedom, so she would not test the limits of her cage.
Very well.
Meanwhile, Edgar, at his window, eagerly awaited the arrival of his new friend.
Young master.
Good morning, Alfred.
Your tea, sir.
Alfred was confused by his master's behavior. Edgar was usually only like this when his mother visited.
Expecting guests?
I met someone of interest. In truth, she was invited, but I'm unsure if she's desperate enough.
She, a woman, visiting here in broad daylight.
What are you implying? Do you think of me some sort of rake?
Indeed.
I've known you for far too long. Please refrain from speaking such a way when my guest arrives. I intend to make her the lady of the house.
What?
Edgar knew he could trust Alfred to keep a secret or two.
Are you surprised?
Well, I recall your exact words to the king were, "I'd sooner cut off my own manhood than lose it to a woman." But surely I've misinterpreted your intent.
Alfred, I sincerely believe I inherited my dramatic nature from you. I'm not interested in marriage, but the woman I met last night is intriguing. The perfect way to piss off the king and ward off some other people.
So, who should I be expecting?
Alessandra marveled at the size of the Duke's estate and the beautiful manor at the center of it all that seemed to tower over everything.
This place is humongous.
Good morning.
Good morning to you too.
Welcome, Alessandra Baron. The Duke eagerly awaits you.
Alessandra worried that her mask might be a problem, but per the Duke's orders, Alfred had already instructed the staff not to react when they saw it.
Right this way, my lady.
Wait, I didn't get your name.
Alfred. Most people never ask.
Most people are cruel. Well met, Alfred.
As Alessandra entered the Duke's home for the first time, the sheer extravagance of it all took her breath away.
To be honest, I began to think you wouldn't show up. Have you eaten?
This was the first time in years Alessandra had been invited to eat at a table with someone.
Thank you.
So, how did you escape? Did you play a trick on the Baron, or did he allow you to leave willingly?
I am not working with my father, I assure you. In fact, I took a great risk being here today. You must know that I am extremely serious about this. There's no going back for me.
Does your father hate you?
Alessandra hoped he didn't, at least. In truth, she did not know.
Hate is the wrong word. Ashamed.
And he should be. But not of you. Every child deserves to be cherished by their parents. It's unfortunate that you were born under his charge.
If I were the daughter of some farmer, they would have tossed me out with the other weeds.
But would a farmer's daughter have intentionally been disfigured, such as yourself? The life of a peasant is rarely as ruthless as high society.
I don't want to talk about that.
No. Someone must have been very jealous of you, Alessandra.
Alessandra couldn't bear to speak. Some truths are far too painful.
Let's say I believe you. Why would someone, for their whole life who's been hiding, seek to marry someone who's in the limelight? How does that serve you?
Alessandra was fed up that people mistook her kindness for weakness.
Truthfully, I did not plan on asking you to marry me. It was a spur-of-the-moment decision. I need an escape plan, and my only option is marriage. I never pictured that person to be quite as grand as you. But you fulfill all the criteria. There are only two things that I considered, Duke Collins. One, you are a notoriously private person, in spite of all the rumors that swirl around you. Secondly, you are quite capable of bringing my family to heel.
And how does that benefit me?
No one would dare bother a man with a cursed bride, especially one they say can kill with a glance.
She was far from that scared girl he met in the garden the night before.
I'd love to attend parties, to talk, to laugh, to dance. I'd rather die than live another day in the shadows.
Good.
Good. Sorry, what is good?
A contract needs rules and conditions. Correct?
He's writing a contract? Alessandra thought. Isn't this all too easy?
What are you waiting for? State your demand. What happened to your hand?
It's nothing.
If you were to be my wife, then it is certainly something more. Name the culprit and I shall have them punished.
It was an accident.
Well, let us be sure that there are no further accidents if you're to live there before we wed.
I will certainly try. Well, based on our previous conversation, we are not to fall in love, correct? That, Duke Collins, is a promise I intend to keep.
Well, let us hope you're always disagreeable.
To be quite frank, you are simply not my type.
And what type do you fancy?
What should be the second condition?
Well, obviously, speak of this contract to no one other than my butler and myself. In fact, we should communicate all matters openly and thoroughly. Even minor secrets breed contempt, which can be quite irritating.
Agreed. But my mask stays on. I'm still writing.
Jot this down. It's imperative that we sleep in the same room. Why are you so surprised? You act like I wouldn't longer sleep with my wife.
Alessandra knew it wasn't common for a duke to share a room with his wife under normal circumstances.
I suppose that makes sense. It is something couples do.
Sleeping, Alessandra. Speaking of sleeping, though if you wish...
No, sleeping is just fine. Anything else?
I believe we have the basics covered. We should handle the rest later.
Don't you wish to add some protections? Some sort of punishment in case one of us violates the terms? There is also no timeline for our wedding plans.
My main concern is secrecy. And if you let slip we married under this circumstance, it will ruin your reputation far more than mine. One more thing. We are to be married, henceforth, forever. To have and to hold. Until death.
Forever?
Of course.
Do you intend me to bear children?
Oh, hide your worries. I have no need for a child to dirty these halls just yet.
And you wouldn't mind me mothering that child? Eventually?
I don't understand the question.
You don't understand?
You're getting on my nerves. You think if I was uncomfortable with the idea I would entertain the prospect of marrying you.
Can we take a walk? It is not that I don't long for motherhood, or even raising a family. I'm simply worried what horrors a child of mine might face. Rumors swirl around me. The both of us. What if the child becomes yet another subject of discourse?
If you cut out a man's tongue, eventually people tire of hearing him gurgle. No one would dare speak ill of our child. My child. I would make sure of that.
There was obviously some truth to the rumor that Duke Collins was dangerous. She couldn't shake the feeling that his friendly demeanor with her was some sort of act. Still, she longed for the freedom he offered.
I'll do it.
Do what?
Sign the contract, Duke Collins. So long, so you can shield the child and I from abuse.
Would you like to live with me till we're wed? Or would you would stop whatever accidents resulted?
I appreciate your kindness. And I do believe you can protect me from rumors after our wedding, but...
Rumors are such messy things. Especially when they concern our personal lives. Though they often come in handy in my line of work.
Line of work?
The king enlisted me to investigate certain criminal acts on his behalf. My station gives me a few advantages that a normal constable does not have.
Is that why you were at the party last night? You were looking for information?
Your father enticed me with the prospect. He had nothing to share that I didn't already know.
I apologize on behalf of my father. He is quite enthusiastic about you marrying Kate. Likely saw an opportunity to encourage your meeting.
As soon as we're wed, your family shall be forbidden from entering my home. I hope you don't mind.
She did not.
Thank you so much for the lovely tour. You have a beautiful home. I'm quite jealous of your paintings.
My mother would complain if the walls were too bare. Are you a painter yourself?
I dabble.
She did more than dabble. It was her favorite pastime. Nothing compared to the feeling of distilling a bit of life onto canvas.
And how would one go about buying a few Barrett originals?
No. I am not a professional by any means.
I'd rather buy art from someone I know than try and find what others find agreeable.
You've no more room for any paintings of mine.
Alfred, take down the ones from the Bloody Dutchman. The Rembrandt?
Are you insane?
I have consulted a doctor about it. I have a clean bill of health. If you were to live here, then it's very important that you be able to leave your mark on it.
I will send you a few pieces. Thank you, Duke Collins.
Please, call me Edgar.
Thank you, Edgar.
Whatever you think is fair, let Alfred know the price.
Goodbye, Edgar. Goodbye, Alfred.
Should I prepare an engagement ring?
For tomorrow morning, please.
What happens tomorrow morning?
Edgar explained that he and Alessandra planned to announce their engagement in front of her family the following morning.
Oh, why so surprised, Alfred? I'm beginning to think these paintings as well. I asked you already.
He wanted Alfred to bring the family a few gifts to celebrate. Cigars, jewelry, and paint for Alessandra.
Lots of it. And then when you're done taking these down, please clean out my room. We have to prepare space for her things.
You're sharing a room?
But this house is vast and I don't enjoy hiking.
Right. All right.
Alessandra felt like she was in a dream. In just a short time, she would be free of her family's abuse.
I'm going to marry Duke Collins.
Where on earth have you been?
But some dreams have rude awakenings.
Your father must have gone mad if he allowed you to leave this house.
I did not leave the carriage.
What would the townsfolk say if they were to learn that you were riding around amongst them?
Mother,
Your mother left you. Neither you nor your father seem to realize the suffering that has caused me to put up with you.
I'm sorry.
I hope you enjoyed your day out. It will never happen again. Now, your presence drains me. I'm tired of seeing that revolting mask.
You speak as if you weren't a part of why I wear it.
It'll all be over soon, she thought. Edgar might have noticed her hand, but Alessandra wasn't going to get him involved in her family drama.
Kate, not one more step. Mother said we were not allowed to have pets in the house. Imagine my surprise when I discovered this little creature in your closet.
Kate, I will take care of it. Please. It does not deserve to be the innocent victim in our games.
Father was furious with me. He said I was the reason the Duke left early last night. And I really wasn't. Was I, Alessandra?
I am so sorry, Kate. I will make it up to you. No!
Alessandra grew more desperate by the second. This didn't bode well for the staff.
Why is she running around?
No! I'm here. It's my fault. I should have hid you better and taken you with me. Hold on. Has anyone seen my father? Where is he? I need to talk with him.
What is all this incessant whining? Have you lost your damn mind?
Alessandra knew Katrina would refuse to help save the dying cat.
What is that wretched thing? I made it quite clear that I do not want pets in this house.
Still, she had to try for Kitty.
Please, it is in pain. It needs a doctor. Help me and I swear I will find a new owner.
Look, just throw it out.
Your daughter did this. For once in your life, hold her accountable for what she has done.
Not blame my daughter for your own sins. Do you want to spend another night starving out in the garden?
Kate did many horrible things, but in everyone's eyes, she remained an angel, while Alessandra was called a monster. The girl was tired, so very tired.
This house is just so frustrating.
That does not sound like an apology. You then, take that animal and throw it out.
Fine, Alessandra thought. If they see me as a monster, so be it.
Touch me or this kitten, and I will kill you. Mark my words.
Are you listening? I gave you an order. Pry that thing from her arms, or you're out of a job.
Screw this, thought the maid.
Inform the butler that Alessandra is to remain locked in a room. Let her starve in there. When you're done, pack your things and get the hell out.
Katrina had granted Alessandra blessing without realizing it. She wanted to care for the kitten without anyone interrupting her.
Hold on till tomorrow, little one. He will come for the both of us.
Until the Duke arrived the next day, she wanted to be alone.
Kitty, are you feeling better? Kitty?
Kitty had no reply. Meanwhile, as Alessandra was starving, grieving, and alone, her family enjoyed their morning tea in peace.
If Alessandra gets to keep the cat, it's only fair that I have a puppy. Pretty please, Daddy.
Not a chance, Princess.
But I want it. She gets everything she wants. Alessandra got to speak with the Duke. Well, I hardly got so much as a word.
Kate, don't eat so quickly. You'll never find a good husband if you choke to death. Besides, you still have a chance to woo the Duke at the ball later this week. And for that, you'll need to fit in the corset.
Mother!
She's right, you know. Putting out quite a bit of money on the line for your future. We don't have much left. We need the Duke to save us.
Sir, Duke Edgar Collins is here to visit. He's brought his butler.
The Duke! Mother!
I didn't know he was visiting. Desmond, did you know?
No. Well, what are you doing standing there? Bring in the Duke right away.
Should I change quickly?
Duke Collins, to what do I owe the honor of this visit?
I have something to discuss with your entire family.
Yes, well then, please, have a seat. Would you care for anything to eat? We're just now having our morning tea.
I've already eaten. Baron, no doubt that you've heard the rumors that I'm looking for a wife.
No, I haven't heard such a preposterous rumor. Is it true, perchance?
I intend to marry your daughter.
What spectacular news!
Kate will make a spectacular bride!
You're mistaken. I intend to marry your other daughter, Alessandra.
Alessandra? My Alessandra? Duke Collins, the townspeople believe her to be cursed. That would surely impact your reputation.
Not so petty as to be concerned with such trivialities. There are plenty of rumors about me.
But
I hope you're not implying that your reputation might be soiled by my visiting here.
No. But kindly, Duke Collins, you and my daughter, two different people.
You're special.
And Alessandra is not.
Edgar was starting to wonder why Alessandra was not eating with her family.
That's not what we meant. But out of my two daughters, Kate is the smarter choice. She has many prospective offers, quite a few young men of high status seeking her hand.
And Kate will be just fine with my rejection. I'm here for Alessandra. Where is she? Why are you hiding her from me?
Duke Collins, it is uncouth of you to keep asking for Alessandra. She does not possess an adult's mind.
What did you say?
Desmond feared Edgar would strangle her for saying that.
Fine. I shall take you to her straight away. I assure you, Alessandra will give you the same answer. She doesn't like to be seen by others. Yes, right. This way, please.
Alfred, wait here.
Lovely home. And we've given her the best view in the whole house. Alessandra, we have a guest.
What happened?
Well, you see,
I waited for you.
Alessandra, apologize this instant.
What have I done to deserve this? I promise I will rectify it. Please, tell me.
My kitten passed away this morning, and I am confined to my room for punishment. I can't leave to bury it. Why are you here, Duke Collins?
Her words said, "Why are you here?" But her eyes said, "Where were you?"
I'm here now to ask for your hand. But your family seems to think that's a bad decision. Do you agree?
You said you would protect me.
You've spent your life as sheep among foxes. We can be wolves.
Alessandra, Duke Edgar's no ordinary man. You're not prepared for the demands of high society. Why don't you...
Enough, Father! I've made my decision.
Will Alessandra resist the allure of the Duke? Or will she lose herself in her pursuit of vengeance?
Stop!
Your presence strains me, and I tire of seeing that revolting mask. Do not blame my daughter for your own sins. Do you want to spend another night starving out in the garden?
All right, Duke Collins. Let us be wolves.
What dark secret does Edgar have in store for Alessandra? And what secrets lie under her mask?
Alessandra, let's think this over.
Baron. Edgar snapped his fingers in front of the Baron's face. They had been waiting a good minute or so, watching the Baron just stare at nothing.
Duke Edgar, well, I am honored you have taken an interest in Alessandra. As her father, I know what is best for her, and I shall decline your proposal. Again, I suggest you consider my daughter Kate. Alessandra, would you be so kind to step into your room for a moment?
Edgar said with a smile, but it was evident it didn't reach his eyes. Alessandra nodded, stepped back into the room, and closed the door. She jumped when there was a loud thud on the other side, like someone had run into her door. She didn't flinch the second time she heard the noise again.
Is this the Duke's way of convincing someone?
She asked herself. Her poor father must be trembling in fear. Why did she have to miss that sight?
Alessandra,
her father called, followed by a knock after.
That fast,
she muttered, opening the door to hear her father's decision. Alessandra watched Edgar fix the cuffs of his shirt, while her father looked distraught. He was here to ask for her hand in marriage, not cause a funeral.
After some time to think, it would be wonderful if you could get married to Edgar. He wishes to speak with you, so I shall leave.
Desmond ran off the first chance he got. His back was aching, thanks to Edgar lifting him up to throw him against the door.
What did you do and say to him?
Asked Alessandra. It had to be something damaging to make her father give up on pushing Kate as his wife.
I am a man with a lot of information, and your father is a man with a handful of crimes in his pocket. I'll allow one of them to slip by this one time, but after we are officially married, I can't help it if he is investigated for them, said Edgar.
Wow, was the only thing Alessandra could say. She was amazed by how easy it was for him to threaten someone to get what he wanted. Knowledge certainly was power, and whatever the Duke knew scared her father.
Do you ever worry that others will kill you for knowing their business? If I am always one step ahead of them, I have nothing to worry about. Do not worry. Your husband will not die anytime soon. Can I come in to talk? Anyone could be listening to us.
Edgar looked down the empty hall, but he knew looks could be deceiving. And sometimes walls had ears, thanks to secret places in homes.
Oh, right.
Alessandra stepped aside for him to come in. She did not care about what gossip could form by him coming into her room alone, as they were going to be married anyway.
It's not as grand as your home, but it is my space to get away.
Seems more like a prison. Edgar had enough of them on his property to know a holding cell when he saw one.
This is your art.
He picked up one of the canvases she had stacked up against a wall.
I prefer not to call it a prison. That would make my life seem much sadder. I like to think of it as the only place where anyone could be free.
Alessandra intently watched Edgar inspect her bedroom.
From the looks of your family, I could see why you think that. Are you not allowed to leave here? Why weren't you at breakfast? Or was that your own choice?
He carefully placed the canvas back in its place.
I am on punishment,
Alessandra said, not keeping what happened a secret.
Kate threw my kitten out the window, but as always, no one believes how she is. I am meant to be here until I'm ready to apologize. If you do, I will not marry you.
Edgar wanted her to have more of a backbone and no longer give in to what her family wanted.
I never planned to. My kitten died because of Kate's jealousy, and I would never apologize for how angry I'm feeling. I have to bury it once the punishment is lifted. Edgar, is it still an option for me to come and live with you until we get married?
Alessandra no longer wanted to stay with her family. Edgar leaned back against a wall, folding his arms.
No.
Alessandra didn't understand why he wouldn't agree to it when he was the one to mention it first.
Why not? Alessandra, I won't have a wife who allows others to walk over her. Don't let them run you away from here with your tail between your legs, or allow them to torture you any further. You are going to be my wife. My name carries more power than you seem to realize. Use it,
he advised her. Alessandra might not notice it yet, but things were slowly starting to change due to this one visit. Her family could no longer lay a hand on her because of her soon-to-be husband.
I did not want to use your name to deal with my family drama. I just wanted it to be able to leave,
Alessandra replied.
It would feel wrong. You marrying me is already more than enough. Do not run away from here a coward, Alessandra. Gracefully leave this place with your head up. I don't care how you use my name to torture these people here. Just do it. Stop pretending to be afraid because you think it's safer to cower than to fight back. That act you do ends now. Don't you agree?
Edgar extended his hand out for Alessandra to take for them to rejoin her family.
Start gaining that confidence you spoke of.
There were a lot of things Alessandra wanted to do in her home if she had someone to back her. Not that she did. She almost let the opportunity slip to do as she pleased. Deep down, she was glad the Duke was pushing her in this direction. She was wearing more than one mask in her life. The physical one to hide her face, and the one she used to act timidly in front of her family. One of those masks had to come off today.
Yes.
She accepted Edgar's hand.
Desmond, you cannot be considering Alessandra being the one to marry the Duke,
Katrina said when Desmond returned to the table.
He is hell-bent on marrying Alessandra, and she has agreed. I have no choice but to entertain it.
Desmond took up a napkin from the table to clean the sweat dripping from his forehead.
He threatened me. Still, we have to think about Kate here. Do you know how embarrassing it will be for her to lose Edgar to Alessandra? For heaven's sake, the girl wears a mask. Has the Duke seen her face? Something isn't right.
Katrina couldn't make sense of what was happening.
Did you find out what was said between the two of them the night of the party? Alessandra had to be lying. She must be threatening the Duke,
Kate concluded. It was the only thing making sense to her.
Kate, how on earth would Alessandra be able to threaten a man like Edgar when she is always here?
Desmond was trying to make sense of the situation, but the theory Kate came up with was ridiculous.
I have said many times that man is unpredictable. We will never understand why he picked Alessandra. Father, you can't allow him to marry her. I have worked too hard for a moment like this for it to go to Alessandra. She's only agreeing to this to irk me. I will speak with the Duke.
Kate's chair screeched as she stood up. There was no way she would lose to Alessandra again.
Speak with me about what?
Edgar asked as he entered the dining room, but he was not alone. Alessandra was right beside him, holding his hand as she walked.
I'm sure the Baron has told you the good news, that Alessandra and I shall wed soon. Alfred, the gifts? Yes, young master.
Alfred moved as quickly as he could to place each of the gifts in front of the 3 family members.
There will be more gifts to be delivered here, but this is just a small taste of what is to come. I hope it is to your liking. Do you wish to sit, Alessandra?
Edgar pulled out a chair for her.
Thank you.
Alessandra replied and took a seat in the chair. The first person her eyes went to was Kate, since her sister was the one watching her the most.
You have not opened the gift, Kate. You?
Kate started, but stopped herself when she met the Duke's eyes. They were daring her to say something he wouldn't like.
Why is he acting like this now?
She thought.
Alessandra, please enlighten us about what is happening. Why did you say yes to the Duke? You are not one to want to get married,
said Katrina.
No one has ever asked me, Mother. I am thrilled to marry a man like the Duke. I've heard many good things about him, thanks to Kate. Isn't he a good man, Kate?
Alessandra glanced at her fuming sister.
He was mine,
Kate replied, ignoring her father signaling for her to shut up. She sat back down, unable to stand and watch the Duke be protective of Alessandra.
I don't remember ever giving you that idea, Kate. I thought we had gotten rid of the drug which causes one to see things that are not real,
Edgar said as he stood over where Alessandra sat.
Of course not. It has been gotten rid of a long time ago. As I recall, you took quite a few of them. I would hate to know your younger daughter has gotten her hands on them. If that is the case, I shall pity her desperate attempts to gain my affection, when I stated I would never have any romantic feelings for her. I can take you to get treated,
Edgar offered Kate. Her delusion in thinking they were something more than strangers irked his soul.
I would have been able to take you at the same time I would have taken Alessandra's kitten to be healed, but it has unfortunately passed away. To be thrown against something is quite painful. Isn't that right, Baron?
Edgar subtly recalled his earlier conversation with the Baron.
Yes.
Desmond could still feel the pain from being thrown against Alessandra's door by Edgar.
No offense, Duke Edgar, but you cannot waltz into our home and get involved with our family issues. You are not married to Alessandra as yet. Whatever happened to the kitten is none of your concern. Alessandra knows there are no pets allowed.
Katrina did not want the issue with the kitten discussed, since Kate's name would be mentioned. Forgive me. Alessandra is now my fiancée, and anything that makes her upset concerns me. I care for her so much I could kill anyone who upsets her. Edgar glared at Kate. He had a feeling out of the three, Kate was the one harming Alessandra the most. He had one thing in common with Alessandra so far, a dislike for Kate. Kate fidgeted in her seat as she picked up on the warning Edgar was sending her. She clenched her fists out of anger under the table, to the point her nails were painfully digging into her skin, but she didn't feel anything. Edgar placed his hand on Alessandra's shoulder for her to start speaking up. I have not eaten yet. Please, set the table for me, Mother, Alessandra said to Katrina. Katrina scoffed, disgusted by Alessandra calling her mother and ordering her to set the table for her. She's finally showing how crazy she is. Katrina bit her tongue to refrain from arguing with Alessandra. The Duke was standing behind Alessandra defensively, like an animal waiting to attack anyone who offended its master. Katrina had many things to say to Alessandra, but she would wait for when the Duke left.
Katrina, do it now.
Desmond felt like he was the only one seeing the gravity of the situation they were in. The Duke, for some reason, was smitten by Alessandra, which meant they could not trouble his daughter or Edgar might truly kill them. Desmond knew the true face of Edgar Collins, unlike his wife and daughter. The man was merely toying with them right now, but once he got bored, his true personality would show up. Thanks to the punishment, I have not eaten since yesterday morning. You have to hurry before the food becomes cold, Mother. Alessandra made sure to add emphasis to the word mother to get under Katrina's skin. She planned to make this house uncomfortable for the three of them, just as it was for her. I will be back. Katrina suddenly didn't mind leaving, since she needed to grab hold of something to break. Why aren't there maids stationed in the dining room to fetch whatever you need? Asked Edgar. He knew the Baron was running low on funds, but he did not know it was this bad. Why did the idiot just throw a party when he could have used that money to hire more workers or to invest in something? Desmond's forehead continued to sweat as he felt embarrassed.
If you had given me a notice you would be arriving, I would have placed the maids in here to serve you and Alessandra well. You're saying I should have given you a heads up so you could place an illusion as if you have many workers?
Edgar saw right through Desmond's. Alessandra smiled, enjoying her father being called out and the sight of him unable to talk back to the Duke. She realized now that her father could only pick on those he viewed as beneath him. Alessandra finally saw how pathetic he truly was. While Alessandra was enjoying her father breaking down, the sight of her smiling angered Kate even more. Are you enjoying this, Alessandra? This is ridiculous, Kate scoffed. Don't think this will last long. You should work on getting over your jealousy, Kate. Green is not a good look for you, Alessandra replied. Edgar snickered due to the fact Kate was wearing a green dress, so Alessandra's words had a double meaning. He wanted to applaud her for slowly coming out of her shell. You! Kate smacked the table and abruptly stood up. Do you think his interest in you will last long after he sees what is under that mask? Edgar, before you confirm this marriage, shouldn't you take a look at her face? Aren't you curious about what she's hiding? She's truly repulsive once you see it. Shall we show him, Alessandra? Alessandra could not respond to Kate's words. She could not show Edgar her face yet, as she was not that confident. There is no need for me to do that. Edgar answered in place of Alessandra. I have seen her face without the mask before. How dare you stand here and lie about her face to me? Alessandra's eyes went wide upon hearing his confession. She could not place where the Duke would have ever been able to see her face without the mask. She only took it off in her bedroom. Unless he saw her when she was younger, before the accident happened, and she chose to wear a mask. I'm lying about her face? Kate said the words slowly to make sense of them. How on earth could she be lying about how disgusting Alessandra's face was? It led her to believe Edgar had not seen Alessandra's face and was lying to her. I am not the liar here, Edgar. I will excuse you for what you said. As they say, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. You don't seem to have a good eye, Kate. Alessandra's beauty is none of your concern, as you are not the one marrying her. I suggest you either sit back down or leave before you irritate me more than you already have. Edgar, please be kind to my sister. Kate has always liked you, so this will be hard for her to handle. Please understand, Alessandra said, adding salt to Kate's wound. I am the only sane one here. Kate stormed off, tired of trying to be the voice of reason for Edgar. I will speak with her, Desmond said, then scurried off to stop Kate. He felt the need to smack common sense into her since she wasn't using her brain. Kate, wait for me. Do not walk away from me. What do you want, Father? Kate turned around, revealing tears threatening from her eyes. Are you here to make me go back and play nice with Alessandra? That was supposed to be me. She is stealing my dream, and you were just letting it happen. All for what? A gift? You stupid girl. Do you think I wanted Alessandra to be the one to marry Edgar? I already made a deal for her to marry someone else, and now I am screwed. You have not lost Edgar yet. Desmond looked off to the side, plotting how they would make use of the situation. Kate wiped away a fallen tear, confused as to how she had not lost. He came to ask for her hand in marriage. Kate, it takes a while to plan for a wedding, and there are those moments where the person you are looking to marry can change. Edgar might start off wanting to marry Alessandra, but if you play your cards right, his attention can shift to you. You need to stop acting like a child, he scolded her. Desmond had a full view this morning of why Kate never caught Edgar's interest. She was too impulsive and childish in front of Edgar. She was acting like Edgar was just a random man off the street. When in the presence of the Duke, you must act like a refined lady. Alessandra will be your tool to get close to the Duke. Alessandra is scared of you, so be kind to her in these coming days. If she complains to the Duke about you, he will not want to be around you. Go back there and apologize for what you did to that kitten. Father! Kate exclaimed. It was one thing to play nice with Alessandra, but it was another to have to apologize when Alessandra deserved it. It was just an animal anyway. You! Desmond raised his hand in the air to slap Kate, but stopped himself. Kate, so help me, I will slap you. Do you think you'll get close to Alessandra when she is upset about the kitten? You can't get to the Duke if you don't have a good relationship with her. What matters most now? Your pride? Or letting Edgar slip out of your fingers? Edgar, obviously, Kate muttered, but it still hurt her deeply to have to apologize. My wedding better make everyone jealous of me. She finally agreed to her father's plans. Good. Desmond clapped his hands. We must go back now. Father, who is the man you had to marry Alessandra? I never heard anything about it from my mother. said Kate.
Just an old friend. It'll help us settle some debts.
Desmond remembered the deal offered to him. His friend had a taste for unique things, and nothing was more unique than his rumored masked daughter.
I see. That is a fate more suited for Alessandra than living as the Duke's wife.
Kate grinned, picturing Alessandra's face the moment she would learn she would not be the one marrying the Duke in the end. Desmond and Kate walked back into the dining room to find Katrina placing a plate of food in front of Alessandra like a maid serving her master. Alessandra did not thank Katrina for fetching the food. Instead, she picked up her fork to taste the eggs.
You see? You took so long, and now the egg is cold. I have never enjoyed cold eggs, Katrina. Why do you keep giving them to me? We're back.
Desmond cut off Katrina before she could say the wrong thing.
Alessandra, Kate has something she wishes to say to you.
He pushed Kate forward.
I'm sorry.
The bitter words left Kate's mouth.
For?
In Alessandra's opinion, Kate had a lot to be sorry for. Therefore, she needed to be more specific.
Hurting your kitten.
You did more than hurt it. The animal died. If you're going to apologize, do it right.
Edgar interjected. If this was the best apology she could come up with, she could save it. Feeling warmth against his hand, Edgar looked down to see Alessandra had touched his hand, an indication to let him know she would handle this.
I am sorry for killing your kitten, Alessandra. My emotions got the best of me yesterday, and to hear that the kitten has died makes me feel really bad. I'm also sorry for the way I've acted toward you in front of Edgar. I hope you will be happy with him. Please forgive me.
Kate dug her nails into her skin as the words left her mouth. Alessandra wanted to laugh in Kate's face. They really thought she was stupid to not realize they were going to play her. She knew her father and Kate better than they realized, but instead of calling them out, she wanted to have fun.
Apology accepted.
That's good.
Desmond smiled, glad Alessandra was quick to forgive Kate. His daughter was always too kind for her own good.
I was not finished, Father.
Alessandra looked at her father with clear annoyance written all over her face.
Since she has admitted her fault in the matter, she should take responsibility for burying the kitten. Kate is not your maid. Do not take things too far.
Katrina tried to step in before Alessandra could make Kate look like a fool. Kate was a baron's daughter, not a maid, and she would be damned if she allowed Kate to dig a grave.
It's fine, Mother. It shouldn't be too hard to dig a grave for the kitten. It is my fault after all. Hopefully, with this, we can mend our relationship, Alessandra.
Kate held out her hand to call a truce between her and Alessandra. Alessandra merely looked at Kate's hand, not moving to accept it. She had a better idea just from looking at Kate's hand. It was clear Kate never had to lift a finger in her life.
I just remembered. I heard the gardener below my window saying the shovel we have is broken.
Kate retreated her hand, secretly glad the shovel was broken.
Too bad. We'll have to wait for a new one to arrive. Not really. The hole wouldn't need to be too big. I remember Katrina making me tend to the garden with nothing but my hands as a punishment. It shouldn't be too hard for you,
said Alessandra. Kate scoffed, disgusted by what Alessandra was suggesting.
I hope you are not expecting me to dig out a hole with my hands, Alessandra. That is what I'm expecting.
Alessandra stated the obvious. It was never an issue when Katrina made her do it, and Kate would stand right beside her mother laughing.
It has to be quick before the kitten starts to smell, and I want to give it a proper send-off quickly.
I am sure it won't be too hard for Kate,
said Desmond. It was so minor in his eyes compared to what they were looking to achieve. If Alessandra had asked him to do it, he would have done it in a heartbeat. That's easy for you to say when you aren't the one doing it. Kate glared at her father. Kate put on her best smile to push through Alessandra's punishment. I shall get to it right away. She would have to sacrifice one of her pairs of gloves to do the job, since she was not going to let her bare hand touch the soil. Kate also had a way to get back at Alessandra for making her do this lowly job. Katrina watched in horror as Kate walked away to dig a hole with her hands. Her daughter must have lost her mind at the same time her husband did. Kate, she called, chasing after Kate to stop her from embarrassing herself.
Alfred, the final gift, please.
Edgar said now that the drama was partially over with. He had the final piece to confirm his engagement to Alessandra.
Yes, young master.
Alfred showed a small box he had with him.
You are too kind, Edgar. The gift to me was already enough.
Desmond rubbed his hands, patiently waiting to see what else he was going to receive.
This is not for you.
Edgar glared at the greedy man.
This is for my future bride.
He got down on one knee beside where Alessandra sat and opened the box to reveal a diamond ring. Alessandra had completely forgotten about a ring. She was taken aback by the size of it, as all the jewelry she had was small in comparison to it.
Won't that be uncomfortable?
She wondered.
You don't like it? It's a family heirloom.
Edgar snapped the box shut after seeing her reaction to the ring. There was no point in giving her something she wouldn't like. As quickly as he got down on one knee, Edgar got back up.
I will find you something better by the end of the day. Wait!
Desmond stuttered, confused as to why Alessandra didn't like such a big ring. She would probably be wearing their house on her finger.
Give her a moment to think, Duke Edgar. She must be in shock at how big, how splendid it is. Well,
Edgar waited to hear from Alessandra, but it was clear from her body language she did not like it. Alessandra thought it would be rude of her to not accept the ring he brought to her, but she couldn't imagine walking around with such a large object on her finger. She preferred to be honest with the Duke, and considering he didn't look offended, she knew he wouldn't mind. It is too large, she softly replied.
There is nothing as too large,
Desmond argued, annoyed by Alessandra's response. This was why he'd rather have Kate be the one marry Edgar. Kate knew the value of material things and how much they mattered. Alessandra was nothing more than a fool.
I will find something more suited for you.
Edgar dismissed the Baron's comment. There was something too large if Alessandra didn't like it. He made the mistake of not finding something Alessandra would like, instead of giving her what was passed down for generations. The ring he brought was made for a woman long ago and passed down to her children. At some point, one had to consider the woman being proposed to would like a ring made for them, rather than one made for someone else and passed down.
When we meet again, I shall place that ring on your finger. Baron, send Alessandra with all her things to start living with me in 2 days' time. I shall have a separate bedroom for her until we are wed, and you have my word I shall not touch her.
Alessandra was surprised to hear he wanted her to come live with him in 2 days' time. She'd asked to come live with him while they were in her bedroom, only to be rejected. And now he was saying yes. She could not figure out what Edgar was thinking.
What?
Desmond asked in belief. It was not in the plan for Alessandra to go live with Edgar. If she did that, there was no way for Kate to be able to interact with him, as Edgar won't casually visit their home.
I don't think that's a good idea. What will the people say? It's not the first time a woman has stayed with her future husband until the wedding, and it will not be the last. There is a lot to be planned, and many dinners for Alessandra to attend. I would rather have her next to me than the back and forth. It is nothing to discuss, as it is final, said Edgar. Alfred, prepare the carriage for us to leave. This house is starting to irritate me, Edgar muttered as he started to feel uncomfortable. His hate for the Baron's house did not decrease. Come see me out, he told Alessandra. Excuse me, Father, Alessandra said, stepping up from her seat to walk with the Duke. She held on to Edgar's hand, walking side by side as they followed the butler out while leaving her father in a panic. You can finally breathe now, Edgar said when they got outside, away from prying eyes. Alessandra stumbled as she stepped outside the home and would have fallen if not for Edgar holding on to her. I can't believe I just did that. Her knees had suddenly gone weak as what she did dawned on her. I enjoyed the show, Alessandra. Finally, some good entertainment in the Baron's home. I'd bet it felt really good to speak to them like that, said Edgar. Alessandra's fire had only started to burn, and he would shield her from anyone looking to put it out. He saw something in her today that no one else did. The town had no idea what was coming their way. With his help, Alessandra would become a woman to not be messed with. It did feel good. I am used to making up these kinds of scenarios in my head, and now it has finally happened. I did forget how to breathe back there, and I was so nervous I would have tripped over my words. Alessandra clutched her dress, finding the moment to be surreal. You did good. Edgar patted her head. The show was 10 times better for those watching Alessandra, and it would be even better when she becomes more confident in herself. Alessandra looked down at the floor, feeling strange to receive a compliment from Edgar and a pat on the head. It felt nice to have someone do this for her. She wanted to work harder to receive more compliments from him. Thank you, she replied. Edgar smiled, viewing Alessandra as a small kitten, something he needed to nurture and protect. Duke Edgar, Desmond said, interrupting the moment. Edgar rolled his eyes, taking his hand away from Alessandra's head. What is it, Baron? I came to see you off as you were my guest. Please, come again. Alessandra, I want to have a word with your father. Until next time. Edgar picked up her right hand and kissed the back of it. Okay, Alessandra replied, leaving to give the two men some privacy. As she passed by her father, she saw how nervous he became to speak with Edgar all alone. Do not sweat, Baron. I want to have a civil conversation with you. Come closer. Edgar motioned for him to do so. Closer, Baron. Yes. Desmond felt déjà vu at this moment, but Edgar had already gotten what he wanted, which was Alessandra. Therefore, there was no need for him to be attacked again. Edgar, wait, he exclaimed as Edgar's hand grabbed hold of his slender neck. One strand out of place. One cut on her skin, one complaint from her mouth, and I will kill you and your wife. Edgar gripped Desmond's neck tighter for the Baron to understand he wasn't playing around. Treat her well while I'm being nice to you. Understood? Desmond quickly shook his head, unable to use words thanks to the grip on his neck. Any more tighter, and Edgar just might break it. What part of this was being civil? Good. Edgar released the Baron's neck with a shove. Look at you. all disheveled. He fixed Desmond's shirt, smoothing out the ruffled parts. Desmond kept his head down, bearing with Edgar harshly patting his shoulders to smooth out his clothes. Never in his life was he so embarrassed by someone coming into his house and treating him like he was not the owner.
I don't look forward to you being my father-in-law. There's so much I had to kill you for, but since you are loved by your daughter for some reason, I shall keep you alive. Do you understand what I mean, Baron? If Alessandra's love for you runs out, I shall consider killing you.
I understand, Duke Edgar, said Desmond.
I am handing you the opportunity to correct the mistakes you made with her. See to it that you do not ruin this for her.
As much as Edgar disliked the Baron, he could tell Alessandra was longing for positive interaction from her family. And from what he witnessed today, the Baron was the one she was most likely to get it from. He was putting the task on the Baron to ask as a father in 2 days, and to shield Alessandra from the two women. Whether or not Alessandra would like her father's newfound interest in her was completely up to Alessandra. Alessandra and her father could either have a heart-to-heart moment where the Baron apologized for not properly protecting her, or Alessandra would see there was no hope for her family.
Edgar, would you?
Desmond trailed off when he heard footsteps walking away from him. He looked up to see Edgar walking back to his carriage without saying goodbye.
I should have just hit him when he was here. That little shit,
Desmond muttered.
He can only act like this because of his name and the king. Does he think I'll let him get away with treating me like a fool inside of my home? Where on earth is Alessandra?
Desmond went back inside to look for his oldest child. She had not told the truth about what she discussed with the Duke at his party, unless she was going to say Edgar fell in love with her at first sight.
What?
Desmond cursed. Alessandra wore a mask, covering half of her face. She had ruined her beauty a long time ago. There were countless beautiful young women like Kate for Edgar to fall in love with.
Alessandra!
Desmond yelled after finding the dining room to be empty. Katrina had brought the plate of breakfast for nothing, as it was still on the table untouched.
Alessandra!
His voice thundered through the home. Yes, Father? Alessandra came from the direction of the kitchen. She was going to let Mario give her warm food until she heard her name being called. Now that Edgar was gone, everything would go back to normal.
Care to explain to me how this union between you and Edgar came about? Do not talk about love at first sight.
Am I not beautiful enough for Edgar to fall in love with me at first sight, Father? Remember when I was younger, you would parade me around and show everyone how beautiful I was. Alessandra smiled, remembering the faint memory.
That was before...
Before this? Alessandra touched her mask. It was. What a long time it has been. Everything changed after that.
You cannot blame me for what happened,
said Desmond. I blame you for not taking control of what happened afterward, Father. And yes, I blamed you for what caused it. The Duke did not fall in love with me at first sight, Father. Such a thing would never happen. Alessandra truly believed her words. She was many things, but not a fool.
Then what was said between the two of you? Tell me everything from the beginning.
Desmond's curiosity had become unbearable. He had to know what Alessandra did that Kate could not after all these years. I already told you what was said, Father. I do not know why the Duke picked me instead of Kate. I'm sorry the daughter you wanted with him was not chosen. Is that all, Father? Is there nothing more you have to say to me?
She was waiting for him to truly state what he planned to do about her engagement. Alessandra already knew he would do everything in his power to somehow get Kate to take her spot. To her surprise, he said something completely different.
All eyes will be on you, Alessandra. Do your best. What are you going to eat now?
Desmond was doing just as the Duke instructed him to. Although he was angry with Alessandra about a few things, now was not the time to grill her when Edgar was so adamant about killing him. Alessandra was unable to respond for the first couple of seconds. She did not get the reaction she was expecting. Therefore, she did not know how to react. She wondered if the Duke said something to her father to make him act like this.
I am going to the kitchen for warm food. I see. Forgive Kate and Katrina for the things they have done. You have to understand their point of view. When you are done, go back to your...
Desmond had to quickly stop himself. He was making the mistake of sending Alessandra back into her bedroom to be out of sight.
Do whatever you want.
Understand their point of view? Alessandra wanted to laugh in his face for saying such a ridiculous thing. Why did she have to be the one to understand everyone's actions towards her and have to forgive them? Why couldn't everyone else admit their faults instead? To see her father have no shame in saying these things was disgusting. Her father was only trying to play nice to avoid Edgar's wrath. I picked a good man, she thought, as Edgar was doing a good job in shielding her so far. Edgar handed her the opportunity of 2 days where her family had to play nice to her. They could do nothing in those 2 days, for when the Duke arrived to collect her, should there be anything out of place, he would take his anger out on them. Alessandra accepted the illusion of having a family who got along with her for 2 days. She wanted to see what life would have been had she not been outcasted for most of her life. Even if it was all fake, she would enjoy it to the fullest. Thank you, she replied to her father. It would be fun to mess with them while they could do nothing but hold in their anger and smile. A perfect ending to their ill-fated relationship. After these 2 days, she would completely cut ties with her family, ending on a fake good note rather than arguing.
Excuse me, I'm going to find Kate and Katrina.
Alessandra watched in amusement as her father turned his back on her to go plot with Kate and Katrina. Edgar was right to not let her come stay with him so easily. There was so much fun for her to have here.
Kate, you must be out of your goddamn mind if you are thinking of digging a hole. She has no right to order you around. Get up.
Katrina bent down to pull Kate up from the ground where Kate was squatting. Mother, we only have to play nice for now. Father is going to find a way to make me be the one to marry the Duke. Kate shook off her mother's hands and continued to dig. She yelled, falling to the side when an earthworm popped out of the dirt. That is why I said to get up, Kate. Katrina stepped back as she too was afraid of the tiny creature. This is ridiculous. This is so gross. This better all be worth it in the end. I am not letting her take what's mine. Kate used a stick to fling the worm from in front of her. Father already has someone he's going to marry Alessandra off to, so she can't marry Edgar. Really? He never mentioned anything to me, said Katrina.
You wouldn't have kept your mouth shut if I did. Kate, Alessandra is going to the kitchen. Get someone else to do it.
Desmond didn't like seeing his daughter looking like a servant. You there, Kate called out to a passing maid. She was more than happy to make someone else do the dirty work. Finish digging this hole with your hands right away. Did Edgar leave, or is he in the kitchen with Alessandra? I want to have a word with that girl.
You can't, Katrina. The Duke made it quite clear if we mess with her in the 2 days she's here, he will kill both of us. I wouldn't take his words lightly.
Desmond coughed, still feeling Edgar's grip around his neck.
Play nice with her.
Katrina couldn't believe Edgar threatened to kill her. She placed her hand on her forehead as she almost stumbled backward from the shock. Wasn't it enough that Alessandra stole Edgar from Kate? She must have placed a spell on that man. Is she really cursed? I told you we should have thrown her out long ago, but no one ever listens to me. What do we have to do now, Father? Edgar seems to be wrapped around her finger if he threatened you. Alessandra must have cursed him. Kate was starting to believe that more than anything else. Desmond didn't believe it like his wife and daughter, but he couldn't understand what was happening. He was starting to question if the Duke really did fall in love with Alessandra at first sight.
I can't allow Alessandra to go live with the Duke on her own in 2 days.
She's going to live with him? In his big mansion? Kate exclaimed, taken aback by this news. Father! She whined, stomping her right foot repeatedly. It wasn't fair Alessandra would get the luxury of living with Edgar.
I'm going to send you there with her as an escort. That is the only way I will allow Alessandra to go with him, and it's the only way for you to get close to the Duke. This is your last chance, Kate. If you mess this up, there is nothing else I can do for you. You must seduce Edgar while you're there.
It would be better if I became pregnant with his child. He would have no choice but to take me instead of Alessandra. We all know the Duke isn't going to sleep with her, and he's still a man. He needs someone to lay with, Kate suggested. She didn't mind sleeping with a man like the Duke when she wasn't wed. Kate! Katrina wasn't so sure of this. It was best for Kate to keep her virtue.
I agree with Kate,
Desmond said, ignoring the fact that Kate would be sleeping with someone when she wasn't married. He found the whole virtue thing to be ridiculous now.
She just needs one try to get pregnant. We wouldn't have to worry about her virtue as she'll end up with the Duke.
As much as Katrina wanted Kate to be with Edgar, she preferred to continue with the principles she raised Kate with. To only sleep with a man she was married to, or else she would be ruined.
Are you sure you can do this, Kate?
Of course, Mother. His only other option would be Alessandra. Do you really want her to become the Duchess instead of me? I will seduce the Duke and have his child. It would help if his mother would come around. She likes me. Kate recalled her run-in with the woman. Due to chasing around behind Edgar, Kate had met his mother once before, and after a short conversation, his mother was rooting for her. I should start picking out my finest dresses now. Excuse me, Mother, Father.
Kate, you have to finish burying the kitten. Don't do anything stupid these 2 days.
Desmond was worried for his life and didn't trust Kate to understand the gravity of the situation.
Do this first. Let Alessandra know you are done, and then start packing.
Yes, Father. I will get the kitten. Kate was so excited to go live with the Duke that she had forgotten her plan to get revenge on Alessandra for making her dig a hole with her bare hands. Kate hurried off to go to Alessandra's room before she would return to her bedroom. The dead kitten wasn't the only thing she was looking to get. There was something else valuable in Alessandra's room that deserved to be buried. Do you really think I would let her get away with stealing what belongs to me? Kate opened the door of what she liked to call the vilest room in the home. It belonged to someone who should never have existed. Oh, that stench is horrible. She covered her nose as the faint scent of something horrible filled her nose. It wasn't hard to guess where the dead animal was. Her room is disgusting. Where the hell is it? Kate opened Alessandra's closet, looking for what she truly came for. Her eyes lit up as she found what she was searching for right away. Why are you holding onto the dress of a woman who ran away and left you here, Alessandra? Kate took out Alessandra's mother's wedding dress from her closet. It was no doubt a beautiful dress, but something like this was not suited for someone as gloomy as Alessandra. Kate was doing her a favor by getting rid of it. It would have been perfect to show Alessandra the dress getting buried, but she was meant to play nice. This took away a piece of the fun, but it still felt good. Kate quickly closed back the closet as she had found it and grabbed the box with the dead kitten. The stench no longer bothered her now that she was going to get her revenge. Kate wrapped the wedding dress around the box as she hurried back outside. Reaching the door leading outside, she peeked outside to make sure her parents weren't still standing where the hole was being dug. They're gone, she smiled. She was glad they had left, or her father would have stopped her from doing this. Kate approached the maid, who was still digging out the hole with her hands, to drop the dress and box into it. Cover that up as fast as you can. But, my lady, this is... What gives you the right to question me? Do as I say, or I shall have you fired. If anyone asks who went to get this box, I shall tell them you did. And what will you say? Kate stepped on the maid's hand, awaiting the obvious answer. I was the one who got it, the maid sobbed. Wonderful. You people do have common sense after all. Now, hurry. Kate stood with her arms folded, excited to see the dress be buried. Mario. Alessandra called as she entered the quiet kitchen. Now that breakfast was practically over, there was hardly anyone in the kitchen until it was time to wash the dishes used.
Alessandra? This is new. You've never come to me at this time of day, and last I heard you were being punished. Did everyone else leave?
Mario asked, surprised to see her casually walking around. Today is a special day for a change, as I got engaged to the Duke. Alessandra couldn't wait to share the special news with Mario. You should have been there to witness everyone's facial expressions.
I can imagine. I am shocked, though I kind of expected it. But wait a minute.
Mario looked around for a chair to make Alessandra comfortable enough to tell him what happened. If only he could have been a fly on the wall to see Kate's face out of everyone's.
There we go.
I love that you are extra kind when there is gossip about my family involved. Alessandra sat down on the chair he found.
I don't know why you still refer to them as your family. The Duke will be your family now. Screw these heartless people,
Mario said as he took his own seat. If he was in Alessandra's position, he would have let the Duke just kill them. I am not married to Edgar yet, and at the end of the day, they are still my family, even if I don't like them. I'm going to be here with them for 2 more days, and then I'll be going to live with the Duke.
What?
Mario's eyes went wide. He wasn't expecting Alessandra to be leaving so soon.
See, this is why I don't like Edgar. He is stealing away the only Barrett I like.
I told you to come with me. I can ask him to pay off your debt. Both of us should leave this place, said Alessandra. Mario was her only friend here, so it was only right that she helped him leave this place with her. Mario shook his head, turning down the offer once again.
I'm going to work off my debt myself. You just need to worry about yourself and enjoy your new luxury life. Now tell me, how did they react? Kate looked so distraught. She whined like a little child and stormed off, but then came back to apologize. I didn't forgive her so easily. Right now, she is supposed to dig a hole with her bare hands. We both know Kate probably has someone digging that hole for her, since you are here with me. But I like what you're doing. Make sure you mess with her mother, too.
Mario hated Katrina more than anything in this world. I have a couple of things in mind, but first, breakfast, please? I ordered Katrina to bring me food, but it was...
That was for you? She dropped those eggs on the floor and then put them back on the plate. Please tell me you didn't eat any of it because these floors are not clean.
Mario wanted to throw up just from thinking about it. Alessandra had a clear flashback of her tasting the eggs. I did eat a tiny bite of it. As bad as that was, it is not the first time she has ever done something to my food. I remember she sent me a plate of nothing but leftovers from their plates to eat. I've experienced every kind of torture here.
Mario sat up to cook something for Alessandra. This is why you must never fall for their tricks and be kind to them. Make their lives hell, or I shall never speak to you ever again. Torture the hell out of Kate and Katrina.
I plan to, but...
No buts, Alessandra.
Mario stopped her right in her tracks. She was always too kind for her own good. Mario, the person I have the biggest issue with is neither Kate nor Katrina. It is with my father. He's the one who should have protected me from his second wife, and everyone else who looks at me with disgust because of rumors. He never did anything to help me. Alessandra could not get over her father, looking her in the eye without any shame and saying it was not possible for Edgar to fall in love with her at first sight. How could anyone love her when her father didn't? I have waited so long for my father to come to comfort me, and not once has he ever come to me. It was always Katrina or Kate with a smile on their face before they made my life hell. My father only cares about his money and reputation. I will take what he loves so that he knows what it means to have nothing, Alessandra stated. I feel the need to hug you, Alessandra, but you are now an engaged woman. You are all grown up now, destroying people and shit. Mario understood why her main issue was with her father. Had the Baron put his foot down, his wife and daughter wouldn't have the opportunity to mess with Alessandra. It's still going to be fun to make Katrina and Kate lose their minds. Alessandra had a lot planned for them already. Everything they did to her would be handed back to them. This house will finally be interesting. The food is going to take a minute. Are you going to wait here or go somewhere else? You are practically the lady of the house, with the Duke as your knight in shining armor. The words felt strange to Mario when he said them out loud. I will get a book to read. As much as I enjoy being able to walk around freely, this house is honestly draining, and there's nothing to do. I'll be back. Alessandra sat up to get a book from her bedroom. She also wanted to check on what Kate had done so far. Speak of the devil, and he shall appear, Alessandra muttered as she had not made it far away from the kitchen before running into Kate. Kate, are you done already? Obviously, look at my hands. Kate showed the dirty gloves she wore when she had started to dig. We should be even with this. Kate, I can hardly count how many things you have done to me for us to be even. This is a start for you to make amends with me. Do not think I have forgiven you just because you dug a hole, Alessandra said. Why? I'm trying to be nice to you, Alessandra.
We are sisters, and it's about time we start acting like it. You're about to be a married woman. Stop acting like a child. I know you, Kate. I know the real you. And I won't fall for this illusion you and Father are creating, like you're trying to be nice to me. Save your breath and energy. Alessandra saw right through Kate the moment she apologized. I do not know what you're talking about. Why don't you go outside and see where your little dead animal is buried? It was more fun than I expected. Kate grinned, tempted to tell Alessandra what she had done. Excuse me, I have to go back to my room to clean up. You should really clean your bedroom, Alessandra. It stinks. Alessandra grabbed Kate's arm, preventing her from leaving. What did you do, Kate? Do not touch me, Alessandra. I am being nice right now. Kate shoved Alessandra's hand away. If you knew me well, you would know not to play with me. As I said, I am going to my room to get cleaned up. Are you going to stand here or check on my hard work? You. Alessandra clenched her fists, tempted to slap Kate, but held herself back. She did not want to resort to violence like Kate always did. Instead, she left to go outside to see what Kate had done. Her father was stupid to think Kate could play nice with anyone. Kate had no idea what it meant to be nice. Alessandra prayed Kate had not disrespected the kitten further after she had already killed it. Coming across the hallway leading down to her room or to go outside, Alessandra found her door ajar, meaning someone had been in it. She made the decision to check on her bedroom first. Alessandra cautiously walked up to the door and slowly pushed it all the way open, but found nothing out of place at first glance. The box with the kitten was gone, which meant Kate took it. Alessandra knew there had to be either something wrong with her bedroom or where the kitten was buried, based on how happy Kate was. Alessandra continued to look around her bedroom, still finding it to be as she left it. Her canvases were as she left them. Her bed still looked made up, her books were neat, and the only scent in the room was due to the kitten. Did she rip up my clothes again? Alessandra went up to the closet and opened it to see if Kate had destroyed her clothes again. No. She instantly knew what was missing as soon as she opened the closet doors. Her mother's dress was front and center in her closet, after she had been thinking of getting married recently. It was one of the few things she had that had belonged to her mother. Alessandra did not know whether to laugh or cry about the situation, but one thing for sure, she regretted not slapping Kate when they were face to face. Alessandra felt the need to break something to release the anger she felt. But instead of doing so, she decided to take that anger out on Kate. Alessandra dragged her feet to her window, where the barn was in perfect view.
Kate, simmering with resentment towards Alessandra, finally snaps. A petty act of defiance spirals into a shocking confrontation, leaving Kate covered in a substance that will forever stain her reputation. Will this incident irrevocably damage the relationship between Kate and her father? And what will happen when Kate's family discovers the truth about the accident?
She quickly rubbed off the shit from her face, hands, and her hair, but the scent was something she could not easily get rid of. It felt like she had it in her mouth, and each time she swallowed, she could taste it. I'm going to kill you for this. Kate screamed when Alessandra threw the second batch on her. As it was more water now, some of it made its way into Kate's mouth as it was open while she was talking. It was the final straw for Kate, making her throw up right on the floor. If you step 1 foot into the room, I will throw more on her. Alessandra glared at Kate's maid, Sally, who was trying to sneak her way in to help Kate. You deserve every moment of this, Kate. You are disgusting and full of shit. I was wrong when I said my issue was just with my father. I was being too kind to Kate, Alessandra said to herself. She was glad to have realized her mistake early on. Alessandra didn't want to just mess with Kate for these 2 days. She wanted to ruin her life. I will make sure we are even, Kate. I will repay what you started to do to my face. I will make it so that you will have no choice but to wear a mask, and I will steal your happiness from you. Do you think I'm afraid of you? Kate wiped away traces of vomit from her mouth. Do you think you scare me? No, but you have always been jealous of me, Kate. You can never handle attention not being on you. And this dangerous jealousy started when we were younger. Alessandra stooped down to Kate's level. You should have been angry at our father for always having a favorite. A perfect daughter he could always use. Kate scoffed, offended by Alessandra's words. There was nothing to be jealous of when it came to Alessandra. Why would I be jealous of you? I am beautiful, smart, wanted by all men. You try so hard to forget the past, Kate. A time when you were in my shadow as Father paraded me around. We could have been good sisters had you not fed into your jealousy. I tried so many times to forgive you, as you were merely wishing to have Father's attention on you, but you are beyond forgiving. Do not look down on me. Kate lunged forward to pull the mask Alessandra wore from her face. It was easy for Alessandra to talk when her face was hidden. Alessandra almost stumbled forward due to the mask being roughly pulled away from her face. As Alessandra looked up to get the mask back from Kate's hands, Kate chuckled, seeing the scars were still evident. You are still hideous, Kate said in triumph. Alessandra had no place to talk about anyone being jealous of her when her face was horrible. I would hide my face from the world if I were you too. Kate flinched, moving the mask further away when she thought Alessandra was trying to reach for it. But to her surprise, Alessandra pushed her. Thanks to how Kate was sitting, Alessandra was able to push Kate backward with only one hand, and then grab both of Kate's hands to pin her down against the wet floor. The back of Kate's body would be covered in what was left on the floor. Kate struggled to get out of Alessandra's grasp and used her feet to try to kick Alessandra off of her, but it did not work. Get off of me! Sally, help me right now! Kate yelled to the maid. One day, your face will share the same fate as mine, Kate. I'm going to make sure you wish you were dead, just like I once did. Always remember, your actions are responsible for the woman I shall become. Be prepared, Kate. I'm done with being too nice, Alessandra warned her.
Alessandra's warning has left a chilling echo in the room, but is her vengeance truly justified, or is it driving her to the brink of madness? And as Kate faces the consequences of her past actions, will she find the strength to fight back, or will she crumble under the weight of Alessandra's wrath? Kate, consumed with resentment toward Alessandra, finally snaps, leading to a chaotic confrontation. Covered in a humiliating mess, Kate's anger reaches a breaking point as Alessandra intensifies her revenge, revealing long-buried family rivalries and scars. As Alessandra's chilling warning echoes, vowing to ruin Kate's life, is her quest for vengeance justified, or is it pushing her to madness? Will Kate fight back or crumble under Alessandra's wrath?
Fear looks good on you, Kate. I want to see it again soon. Alessandra snatched back her mask from Kate, thanks to her being distracted. Alessandra released Kate's other hand as she was finished with what she had come for. She placed her mask back onto her face as she stood up, looking down at the pitiful state of Kate. You should bring more maids to help her get cleaned up. She's filthy, Alessandra told Sally, who stood by the door in shock. Sally had never once witnessed anyone bring this much shame to Kate. Kate was normally the ringleader, the one to embarrass others, but now she lay naked in shit. It was a good sight to her, and for once in her time working here, she liked Alessandra. Alessandra did what no other person could when it came to Kate. Hello? Alessandra waved her hand to get Sally's attention. It was evident the maid was enjoying this, but if she wanted to keep her job, she should move quickly to help Kate right now. I am going to tell my mother and father of this. Kate sat up, fuming with rage. Never in her life had she been so embarrassed like this. A baron's daughter was not meant to be treated like this. Not by someone like Alessandra. Not even by the king himself. Please do. But you seem to forget one important detail. Father can do nothing while I am to wed the Duke. He'll simply say you deserved it and laugh it off while your mother bites her tongue. Do you really want to waste your breath? I've been in your position too many times, and it's better to just shut up. If Edgar calls this marriage off, then you're dead. Do you not realize that? Be careful with what you do now, Alessandra. Men change their minds so easily when a better option comes along, and then you'll be trapped with us again. Kate could hardly wait for it to happen. She'll get rid of the confidence Alessandra was starting to have and make her timider than she was before. I know how easy men can change their minds, Kate. I've heard of your suitors marrying your friends instead. Goodbye. Alessandra proceeded to leave the bathroom. The stench was starting to become overbearing, and it would no longer be a good day if she spent too much time with Kate. Just in case Kate was stupid enough to retaliate again, Alessandra knew it was best to return to her room to pack up and hide everything that was valuable to her. My lady. My lady? Kate glared at Sally. A personal maid wasn't useful if they were only going to stand to the side while someone threw literal shit at their master. You are fired. Send someone else to do your job right now. She threw the dirty cloth she wiped her body with at Sally. How many people are they going to fire? Alessandra muttered as she exited Kate's bedroom. The house is already empty. The cooks act as servers. The gardener acts as the coachman. And next you know, we'll have a cow thinking it also has to be a horse. Alessandra didn't know what her father could be doing with his money for the house to be in such a state. The amount of money he spent on the party would have been enough to turn things around. He did all of that expecting the Duke would find interest in Kate, but it did not work. Why couldn't they have taken Kate to a place the Duke frequents, instead of spending so much money? Alessandra shook her head. They were depending on Kate's marriage to turn their situation back around, but the best person to do that was now marrying Alessandra. Unless Kate has a flash marriage, I will be the one to save this house. But the Duke does not care for my father to give him a large sum of money, Alessandra thought to herself. I don't want to ask the Duke for any money either. It's best to let my father drown himself with what he created, Alessandra whispered. Still, Kate's marriage could save them. Alessandra didn't know what to do as of yet. It had not been long since her engagement to Edgar. It's better to take time to plan rather than rush things. It would be better to slowly ruin them than to get it over quickly. To ruin them quickly would not be satisfying enough for Alessandra. Reaching the hall leading to her bedroom, Alessandra decided to go outside to check where Kate had buried the kitten and her mother's dress. It wasn't hard to find the spot, as it was the only patch of dirt
piled up outside like an anthill. Alessandra stared down at the hole in which her mother's dress was buried. She was tempted to dig it up, but if she did, Kate would have won. Getting down on her knees to dig back up the hole after making Kate do it would make Kate happy. "I'm sorry, Mother." Alessandra apologized as she made the decision to leave the dress as it was. "It is with the kitten who kept me company while you were away. This might be better than me wearing it. If you ever return and wish to have it, I shall dig it up myself and place it back into your hands. I have some of your belongings saved for when you return, so I can give them back to you. If you can't return for me, return for your belongings. When I do give them back to you, you should apologize for leaving me here with my father. You should have a good explanation for why you ran away and left your daughter here, or I shall ruin you along with my father."
Will Kate ever recover from this humiliation, or will it break her spirit entirely? How will Alessandra navigate her upcoming marriage to the Duke, knowing that her own family is crumbling around her? Will Alessandra succeed in her plan to bring down her father and the rest of her family, or will her own ambition ultimately consume her? Alessandra stands over the grave, grief and defiance battling within her. Kate, humiliated, lies broken. This is just the start. Revenge is planted, and Alessandra will nurture it coldly. Will Kate recover? Can Alessandra navigate her marriage and her family's downfall? Will her ambition consume her?
Alessandra never forgave her mother for leaving her while she ran away from her marriage. Still, Alessandra sat patiently, waiting for her mother to remember the daughter she left behind and to come back for her. She wanted to hear what excuse her mother would have and how she would make up for it. "It's unfair for me to have two bad parents, Mother. I'm putting faith in you to return and ask for forgiveness. The world cannot hate me so much to put me through this. I hope that you are still alive and return quickly," said Alessandra. Alessandra would never go looking for her mother. Instead, she had a date on which she would stop caring, and should her mother ever appear before her, she would be nothing more than a stranger. Then, she would truly believe the world hated her enough to curse her with this life.
"Where the hell is she?"
Alessandra looked up at the sound of Katrina's angry voice.
"You!"
Katrina exclaimed when she caught sight of Alessandra outside. She leaned her upper body out a window to get a better view of Alessandra.
"What on earth did you do to my daughter?"
"I threw her personality onto her," Alessandra bluntly replied. "Do you wish for me to do the same to you, Mother?"
"I told you never to call me Mother, you evil girl. You have to be out of your mind to throw shit on Kate. Has your jealousy not gone far enough?"
Katrina questioned. Her anger increased the more she looked at Alessandra. Katrina was bewildered to hear of what Alessandra did to Kate and how no one stopped her. Alessandra was always intrigued by everyone thinking she was jealous of Kate. When had she ever shown them that she was jealous? "I have never been jealous of Kate. It has always been the other way around." Katrina chuckled, finding Alessandra to be funny.
"Kate? Jealous of you? Such a thing as..."
"Isn't that why you hated me too? Kate was never the center of attention when I was around, and you could not stand the daughter of your husband's first wife outshining your child. I can see where Kate gets her denial from. Funny, I thought it was from my father," said Alessandra as she for so long believed it came from her father's side of the family.
"Are you crazy?"
"How many times am I going to be asked this? It is annoying," Alessandra muttered, tired of the repeated question. "My answer is yes, so that you can stop asking me. I must be crazy for the crap I put up for so long."
"You..."
Katrina trailed off. unsure of who was standing before her. Alessandra was never like this. She was never one to talk back and quietly did as she was told.
You are only acting like this because of your engagement.
Obviously, but you have no room to talk when you have done the same thing. You act all high and mighty because you are a baron's wife. From your attitude, you would think you married the king. My father is not that great for you to act this way, Alessandra honestly stated. Her father's reputation slowly decreased throughout the years, and many of his high-status friends were hardly around. He was lucky to still have connections with the king. I suppose his wealth will make him great in your eyes, though these days, his wealth is not like what it used to be. I wonder what he's spending all his income on for our house to be in such a state. That's something to add to the list. In this house, the Baron thinks he is the king. Hilarious. Alessandra chuckled, finding their house to be backward. Maybe I should think I am a bird, and then I could fly away. Alessandra humored herself.
There's nothing wrong with your father's finances. Look at the amount of land the king has placed in his name. Look at how wonderful our farm is, how grand the inside of our home is. Your father has enough wealth to live like a king if he wishes to.
You truly complete my father. Alessandra viewed Katrina as idiotic as her father. The money must have been drained away to make Katrina and Kate live like royalty, too. Her father married a wife he could not afford to keep for all these years, and then they made a daughter who was no different from the mother.
Alessandra, once a docile and obedient daughter, has transformed into a sharp-tongued rebel, mirroring her mother's rebellious spirit in unexpected ways. But will this newfound defiance empower her, or will it ultimately lead to her downfall? How will Alessandra's growing defiance impact her upcoming marriage to the Duke? Will it strengthen her resolve, or jeopardize her future?
Hey, I'm Alessandra. If you're wondering what happens next, download the Pocket FM app now and listen to the exciting episodes of The Duke's Masked Bride.